Hey, this is Pastor Laf, and it is Monday, and I wanted to move on with Take 5 with Pastor Laf. I'm glad you joined me today. I want to explain to you that I couldn't give you every line-by-line commentary on the Bible. We'd never get finished with it. I don't know if that's because there's so much to say or because I talk too much, but we'll just say there's so much to say. But we're in Psalm chapter 3. Some interesting things in Psalm chapter 2. Psalm chapter 3. Read it with me. I'm reading out of the New King James Version. Lord, how are they increased who trouble me? Many are they who rise up against me. Many are they who say of me, there is no help for him in God. Then there's a word that says Selah. It means think about it, consider it, pause. But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory and the one who lifts my head. I cried to the Lord with my voice, and he heard me from his holy hill. I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me all around. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for you have struck all my enemies on the cheekbone. You have broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessing is upon your people. This is a great psalm. Actually, there's a song written like this. Actually, the exact words out of the King James, it says, how are they increased to trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. And, you can feel like that. That can be true. There can be so many things or so many people, because David here is talking about people. But he says in verse 3, but thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory and the lifter of my head. He says, man, but God, and see, we've got to realize this. In our life, there's always going to be something happening that can make us, so-and-so's against me, someone doesn't like me, someone doesn't like how I part my hair or how I look or how I preach or how I teach. Kids in the class don't respect me. But realize this. Thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, and the one who lifts my head. I cried to the Lord with my voice, and he heard me. This is David. He said, man, things are going crazy here. But Lord, I cried unto you with my voice, and you heard me from your holy hill. He says, I laid down, and I slept. Now listen, people who are worried and fretful, they can't sleep. They can't lay down and rest. They can't do that. But David said, I know all these things are happening. I know these people don't like me. I know I have enemies all around me. But Lord, you are my shield. He said, I trust that you're going to keep me from them and keep me from harm. And so, therefore, verse 5, I slept. He slept. He realized if the Lord isn't going to be on his side, if he's not going to protect him, if he's not going to save him, it's over anyway. He said, so I laid down and I slept. And then he said, and I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. Because of that, he said, God proves himself to me over and over and over and over again. And I believe this was a thing, and I apologize for clearing my throat. I got all this junk in the air. But over and over again, he found that God was true. He said, I won't be afraid of 10,000s of people who've set themselves against me round about. He said, it could be 10,000 people. It doesn't matter how many, Lord. Whether it's 1, whether it's 20, whether it's just the people in my workplace. And believe me, righteous people do have people who are against them. Jesus made us a promise. We never find that in the little promise books that say the promises of God, blessed are you, blessed are you. The fact is, you'll be persecuted. And blessed are you if you're persecuted. But he said, listen, I won't be afraid if there's 10,000 people. Verse 7, arise, O God, save me. You struck all my enemies on the cheekbone. I mean, listen, he just said that everyone's rising up. And then he says, you struck all my enemies on the cheekbone. I wonder if this isn't a positive statement about what he believes God was going to do to his enemies. You've broken the teeth of the ungodly. Listen, David wasn't saying, I hate everybody. But I want you to understand that if someone starts picking on you, they're picking on the anointed of God. You say, well, I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. You are a minister of the gospel. You are called according to his purpose. His anointing resides in you and upon you. You are the anointed of the Lord. We just got finished reading that. So you've broken the teeth of the ungodly. Lord, you've taken my defense. It says in verse 8, salvation belongs to the Lord, and your blessing is upon your people. You need to know something today. Whatever you're doing, the blessing of the Lord is upon you. So go in it. Rest in it. Know that God is on your side. Read this psalm. Get this thing in your head. Get it in your heart. No matter what happens, who opposes you, God is on your side. And his blessing is upon you. Thank you today for taking 5 with me. I hope this is a blessing. A little bit more than 5. I just couldn't get stopped. That's what happens when you let preachers preach. God bless you. Bye-bye.